Starting a podcast? Getting a birthday wish list together, or maybe planning for Christmas? It's time to start talking about gear. Hi, I'm Mark. I run the podcast hosting company Podiant, and I want to bring you actionable advice you can apply to your podcast today. Now, we've done a lot of theory over at podiant.co/learn, but today we're going to play with some gear. Now, before we do, let's talk about podcasting's barrier to entry. Now, it is famously low. You can just record from a phone using some sort of third-rate app, upload it to the internet and call it a podcast. But that creates disposable content. It doesn't sound very good. Your listeners deserve better, and I'm sure you agree. So we need a microphone. Why is a microphone? It's something that picks up your voice and transmits it to a device, for instance, a laptop. You can get microphones with inbuilt recorders, like the Zoom recorders. But most commonly, we're going to talk about USB or XLR microphones. USB microphones connect directly into your laptop or your desktop, whereas with an XLR microphone, you need what's called an audio interface, and we'll cover both. You also absolutely need a pair of headphones. Whether you're recording in person or in Skype, you need to be able to monitor your voice. You need to be able to hear the levels to make sure they sound good. You want something that is comfortable and durable because you're also going to be editing with those headphones, and they should be enclosed so that you're not getting a lot of background noise entering while you're recording or while you're editing. So a basic starter kit for a new podcaster is a USB microphone, a pair of headphones, and a pop filter. And a pop filter is something that we use to cut out those plosive sounds, those Peter picked a peck of pickled pepper sounds. We want to get rid of those, and a pop filter, a windsock, a windshield, all those different names for the same thing. They're super cheap and they are completely essential. You can cut those down with a bit of practice, but you will always do better with a pop filter. Now, the last thing to note is you are not your gear. Now, over at podiant.co/learn, we have got full links to the equipment that we recommend for different tiers. And we've got the starter, the intermediate, and the expert tier. They're just names for the tiers. They don't reflect you, the quality of your show, or the quality of you as a host or a presenter of a podcast. They're just names. So let's start off with a starter recommendation then. I would go with the Fifine USB microphone. It comes with a stand. It's about $50 on Amazon. It's a great entry-level microphone to just help you figure out whether this is fun, if this is the kind of thing that you want to do. It's really simple to get going. You fit the mic on the stand, you fit the pop filter, you plug the microphone into your computer, and you hit record in your editing app. And we'll cover recording and editing, of course, in later videos. And then for headphones, I would recommend the AKG KS2 monitor headphones. They're around $25 on Amazon. If you've got more than one person in the same room when you're recording, or you want to expand the types of microphone that you can go for, then you can upgrade to an XLR microphone. Now, XLR is an audio equipment standard. It's 3 big pins in a circle. A good XLR microphone for a beginner or intermediate podcaster is the Røde NT1-A. Now, again, this goes against some of the recommendations that you'll hear from other podcasters. I think this is a wonderful workhorse of a microphone. It is affordable, it's flexible, it's durable, and it comes with a really solid stand and a shock mount as well. And I think it also comes with a pop filter. You can buy all of those as a kit. It's really competitively priced. Now, this type of microphone is what's called a condenser mic. Now, condenser mics pick up more room tone, and they need something called phantom power, which your audio interface will provide. Now, we'll talk about audio interfaces in a tick. Because it's XLR, you can't plug this directly into your computer, so we use an interface to do that. And part of what the interface will do is provide a tiny little trickle of power into the microphone. You can get a decent quality of condenser mic at a fairly affordable price. I think the Fifine that I recommended is also a condenser mic. The other type of mic is a dynamic mic. It tends to have a warmer sound. Good dynamic mics, they sound really great, but they do cost a fair bit more. So good dynamic mics, if you're really ready to up your podcasting game, then you can go for the Heil PR40, which is a great dynamic microphone. It's a very professional sounding mic. I've used it for years. It's a good mic. But the one that I would actually recommend is the Røde Procaster. Again, I'm not sponsored by Røde. It is a great mic. It is this mic here that I'm using now. I really enjoy it. It's the one that I've used the least now. I went with the Røde NT1-A for a long time, transferred to the Heil, But this has a lovely sound. Now, I use the Rødecaster Pro as my audio interface, which, because it's made by Rode, it means it has presets to work with this microphone. But it's the kind of mic that I would recommend anyway. So I've mentioned audio interfaces. What is an audio interface? Essentially, it's a thing that connects an XLR mic to your computer. So it turns XLR into USB, and it's usually a little brick of a device. You can also get audio interfaces that act as mixers. Behringer make a great number of these, and they're fairly cheap. The problem that you might find with some of the Behringer devices is they can have a little bit of a static kind of noise to them, which can be a bit difficult to edit out. So when you spend a little bit more for something like a PreSonus AudioBox iTwo, which again is linked in the description and also at podiant.co/learn. You can plug in 2 XLR microphones into that, and then that will give you an audio interface that you can record from using your audio software. Now, if you're ready to upgrade your headphones, I would recommend the Sony MDR-7506. They are a great affordable pair of headphones. They're pretty inexpensive. They are comfortable. They are durable. I've used them for years and I've only ever had to replace the little leathery ear pads. They are a really excellent pair of headphones at a very affordable price. You can pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a pair of headphones. And the fact is, there's no point doing that because your listener is going to be using the cheapest pair of earbuds that they can find. Whew, that's quite a lot of gear in a fairly short amount of time. Hopefully, I've given you an idea of a few things that you can go out, maybe add to your shopping list. There's loads more information that you'll find about gear, about audio editing software. All that good stuff is at podiant.co/learn, where you can also take advantage of the free 14-day trial of our podcast hosting service. My name's Mark Steadman. You will find me and Podiant at Podiant HQ on Twitter. And of course, again, the website is podiant.co. And if you want more videos like this, more practical advice that you can apply to your podcast today, usually in under 5 minutes, then subscribe to this channel, search for us, find Podiant, hit that button and subscribe, and you'll get lots more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you again in the next one. Take care.